Welcome to CapZeyeZ, where we feature Texas entertainment. 90% of the time, it's music. But we have a person here to help us with the other 10% this evening. We have one of the finest Texas comedians there is. It's Mr. Bill Hicks. How you doing?
I appreciate that, but I have expanded beyond Texas, but I'm from here. So.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Houstonian.
Cool. That's right.
So you're here in Austin. You're going to be playing at the Last Stop tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, 2 shows, 8 and 10:30, and come out. And we're recording also for my 4th album called Rant in E minor, which is going to be set to music. So you have more than 90% here.
There you go. You're taking care of both sides. Man, you can't beat that. Well, that's great. What you just have like this whole music concept going on? You got maybe a rock opera going on behind you?
Well, you know, we did it with this 3rd album, which hadn't been released yet, called Arizona Bay. And Arizona Bay is what will exist when LA falls into the ocean due to a major earthquake. It's an album filled with hope. And we scored the entire album to music. And what I wanted to do was make a listenable comedy album. And like a comedic Dark Side of the Moon that played on a lot of different levels. And we kind of stumbled into that style backwards, and Rant in E minor will further that idea.
Cool, cool.
And no one can hear it, no one can buy it, so you're going, that's a great idea, Bill. Any other ideas we can't hear or see?
So how long are you gonna keep them waiting on that? How long do you think it'll be before we get to see the results?
Well, hopefully it won't be but 3 months, and Arizona Bay will be released. And it's all about about the LA riots. It's 55 minutes of comedy and about 16 minutes about the LA riots, which will seem not too dated, will they?
Not at all.
Not at all. But I think the concept of Arizona Bay will go beyond the concept of the album. I mean, Arizona Bay, the idea, people's hatred of LA can really be freely worn on T-shirts with a globe that shows LA gone, and the rest of the world looking like Eden, not realizing the peace that will ensue when those shrieking, idiot, fractured egos are shut up for once and for all. And also, imagine the joy you're going to feel in your heart when you see the cast of Full House being eaten by sharks on CNN over and over again.
90210, man.
Oh, Luke Perry's head.
Yeah, I mean, if he ain't old enough already, I'm about to die from old age. He'll just chew him up, man.
He's 73 now, and he's actually Buddy Ebsen's twin brother.
That's what it is. I knew I saw something. So how long do you think it'll be before we have to wait for the Bay itself in real life?
I don't know. I'm wondering how how much bull can the world put up with before nature just breaks? How much illusion can the world suffer before nature just snaps in half?
Yeah.
It could be any minute.
It might be happening as we sit here.
That's why I just moved from LA. So.
Yeah, yeah. So you're residing in Texas again?
No, I'm residing nowhere. I'm residing inside these clothes, and wherever they go, that's where I live.
Well, at least you know your landlord.
That's right, me and the Gap. But if you want to mail me a letter, just write Bill's Jeans, and the postman will find me. He'll sniff me out.
Exactly. Y'all, you know, we are live here tonight. If you want to call us up, we do have a live number. This little box is meant to intercept your comments, questions, and quirps. The number is 472-CALL or 2255, whatever way you look at it. And I promise we're not going to censor you tonight, man. You can say what you like.
Yeah, well, I have no evidence. Well, we are live. There's no way to do it.
That's true.
Cool.
So what about censorship? What can you tell me about censorship? You're getting a little notice these days for having maybe being censored a bit.
Yeah, well, from my personal experience only, that is only what I speak from, by the way. That is why I do it so confidently.
Of course you would know.
Right, right. Unless I've forgotten. But I haven't this one because it was recently on the David Letterman show on October 9th that I did the show, taped the show at 5:30 in New York, and then at 7 p.m. was called by the producer and told that I would be excised completely from the show. I, of course, asked why. The material had been approved and reapproved by the producers. And they said that CBS had deemed the material, these are quotation marks, unsuitable for the viewing public and for the Letterman audience. And I made the point that when I'm not on the show, I'm a member of the Letterman audience, so ultimately what you're saying is my material is not suitable for me. What a predicament. So anyway, I was censored from the show, and I kind of think there's not a, there's a little pride in that. I mean, a lot of people have been bleeped and burped, and but actually what happened was I did some material about the pro-life people. Mm-hmm. And the joke I did was very simple. All I said was, if you're so pro-life, do me a favor, don't lock arms and block medical clinics. Lock arms and block cemeteries. Let's see how committed you are to this premise. It could even be construed as pro-life if you wanted to make that argument. Yeah. Anyway, they counted that as one of the quote-unquote hot points that I touched on. Here's the punchline. Monday night during the Letterman show, a commercial airs for pro-life. So see, we just had a misunderstanding. I thought I lived in the U.S. of A., the United States of America, right. And actually we live in the U.S. of A., United States of advertising. Freedom of expression is guaranteed if you've got the money. Okay.
Just for the price. Jeez, man.
And other hot points I hit on the set, which was again approved and reapproved by the Letterman segment producer.
Until, of course, it was time to do it.
Until after I did it.
Until after it was done.
And the other material I touched on was Jesus, which they don't want any discussion, which I find so funny. I mean, it doesn't even matter what angle you take on it. The fact that a comedian's talking about Jesus, people might construe it as sacrilegious. And in fact, it wasn't what I said. All I said was a lot of Christians wear crosses around their necks. You think when Jesus comes back, he's going to want to see a cross. It's just an observation. And I did some other stuff about that. But you see, what the problem is...
It's like offering Bon Scott a drink of liquor, of Jack Daniels or something.
It's just an observation. Yeah. It's no big deal. I didn't go up and say the Pope sleeps with burros, although I believe he does. I didn't say that. Anyway, the point is that the lines are lighting up on the Pope thing. See, immediately.
Thing, yeah, of course.
What do you say about the Pope? I love the Pope.
Man, I'm down with the Pope, man.
I love seeing him in his Pope-mobile, his 3 feet of bulletproof plexiglass. That's faith in action, folks. Okay. He's got God on his side. Anyway, the point I'm making is about the idea of freedom of expression, and I believe that that there's this agenda in mainstream media, and I think it's fairly easy to back this up, to keep people stupid, docile, and apathetic, and therefore the elite who own these corporations and the families that own the corporations, even fewer people, their agenda is to keep us stupid and apathetic. That's why I love public access. And again, thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
I appreciate it.
So Dave also likes you.
Dave likes me, but what I found out subsequently to all this, and oh, by the way, I don't mean to keep pushing my own little horn here, but tooting my horn, but on Monday, this Monday, in the New Yorker magazine, is a profile about me, including this story about Letterman. I found out that it's one of Dave's rules that he doesn't like comics to talk about Jesus on the show. Which I find really weird. I mean, they pretend to be this hip, late-night talk show, when in actuality they're as mainstream as anything. And again, it doesn't matter what angle you take on the Jesus subject. That's what bugs me. Just because I'm a comic doesn't mean I'm treating it with disrespect.
Jesus in person?
Organized religion.
Ah.
But, there's a lot, for instance, let me just give you an example. See, what they do is they kowtow to a minority that's very vocal. Reasonable people don't write letters. Reasonable people have lives. Reasonable people know it's just a joke. Reasonable people know it's just TV. They know they can change the channel or they'll wait and something else will come on.
Sure.
See, reasonable people don't get it active. It's these minorities, these fundamentalists who are totally organized, and they are a minority, and who are the ones trying to set this agenda for America. And but come to find out, Dave, I guess 14 million was his price. You know what I mean? Everyone has a price, they say.
Oh, man.
Luckily, I don't have any money, so it doesn't matter. I have no price.
But the quality. The quality is there.
I got nothing but love of the art, man.
Well, they run those commercials, like that on the Letterman show because the people out there are programmed to eat that kind of stuff up. They're aimed right at that market.
Right. It's the 700 Club with Dave Letterman. Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
That's what it is. And Biff, the black guy, is his Ben Ketchum. Step and fetch it, Ben Ketchum.
Yes.
Pat Robertson's the man to watch.
Oh, he's great. What about that other fella, the guy from Dallas? That,
Tilton?
Yeah.
He's about to be history. Robertson's the one to watch because he, every night, gleefully plots out Armageddon to you, like a kid explaining what he's going to get for Christmas to his other friends. And then, after Israel gets rid of the Palestinians, there's going to be nuclear war. God, Pat, I think you got a Woody, dude. You know what's funny about Pat when he ran for president, and I don't mean to, you're probably going, gee, Bill, why did I show?
Pat for president.
But the only state he won was Oklahoma in the primaries, which I find very perfect. Yeah. Actually, because Oklahoma looked at all the candidates and went, this fundamentalist, right-wing, Armageddon-preaching talk show host is the man who best represents us. And it is, you know, it's understandable when you realize that if the world does end, Oklahoma will remain virtually unchanged. So it's natural they would pick him.
That's a fact, man. You know, it just seems to make more sense now.
Yeah, everything makes sense if you just put on the right glasses.
Oh, I see. That's got to be the right glasses. I don't have any now. I should get some. I'll go talk to Jimmy Buffet. I like those rose-colored glasses.
The rose? Yeah. Me too. Me too. I actually, you know, I'm very optimistic about everything, you know. Clinton, he's a failure.
That's nice and optimistic.
He's an idiot. No, it is optimistic because what you see is the enemy is the same, and you got to know the enemy. I knew he was a failure when he bombed Iraq with 22 cruise missiles for the alleged, here they are again, no proof, no evidence, assassination attempt against George Bush. We sent 22 cruise missiles in retaliation. I think that was a little overdone. We killed 6 innocent people. What we should have done, again a suggestion, is embarrassed the Iraqians. How? We should have assassinated Bush and said, that's how you do it, Powellhead, don't mess with us. And you see, if Bush had died, there would have been no loss of innocent life at all. See, again, I could solve anything.
Man, you got it,
It's
dude.
the glasses, dude.
It's got to be the glasses. To hell with the shoes. It's got to be the glasses.
The shoes got to be good for running after the glasses speak.
That's true.
I was kidding. They're jokes.
So tell me, Bill, how's non-smoking treating you?
Well, not too well.
Yeah, looks like you're having a good time.
I won't light up in here, but the hook was deep. I went 9 months without them, and the hook is deep. They dropped this thing back in the water, and I just pulled me into the boat, weighed me. We got another one.
Well, they just wanted to clean you out a little bit so they'd have more room to store more nicotine in there.
Oops, I touched the mic.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I got this petition from the state of North Carolina that said, Bill, you're killing the economy. Could you light up? There's a statue of me in Raleigh, by the way.
I believe, yeah. I believe that.
There's an internal torch lit lighting my cigarette. Everyone bows to it when they walk by. I have this theory, actually it's a hope, that if that scenario is at all true when you die and you go to heaven and St. Peter meets you at the gate, I believe and hope the first thing he asks you is, you got a light? You mean y'all smoke here? Yeah, that's why it's heaven. These aren't clouds, this is cigarette smoke. Hell is non-smoking. You want to look at them for a minute? Okay. I can't believe what they do to their bodies. It smells like an ashtray. I don't want to smell their smoke while I'm trying to eat. God, how hellish. No kidding. Light up and come on in. Hendrix is on harp tonight. It's a hope that I have.
I've been wanting to see that band they've got up there. It's probably pretty hot.
Beethoven, Hendrix.
Man.
Vanilla Ice? No, he's not dead yet.
Yeah.
He ain't going there anyway, though.
Yeah, he'll be with those non-smokers, right?
That's right. Isn't it a coincidence? All cool people smoke. For instance, Bob Dylan, smoker. Frank Sinatra, smoker. Hendrix, smoker. Vanilla Ice, non-smoker.
David Koresh.
He smoked. Very harsh brand, too.
Yeah, very
Kills you in one day.
Man. Very harsh.
Yeah, that Koresh thing, that's, you know, it's funny. Speaking of people being charred to death in their homes, this reminds me of a joke.
Fire.
No, I was over in Australia when the Australian debacle, the Branch Davidian compound burned, okay? And I was in Australia, and all the Australians were interested because there was a lot of Australian people in the compound. Anyway, they knew I was from Texas, so they would ask me, "Oh, Bill, isn't that guy so weird? Isn't he weird, that Koresh?" And I was thinking, well, let me think. A frustrated rock guitarist with a messianic complex, armed to the teeth, trying to screw everything in a skirt. I hate to tell you this, he sounds like every one of my friends in Austin. Okay.
Just a little further down the road.
Right.
He's in Waco.
A little more frustrated, perhaps.
That's true. Well, as you can see, our lines are lit up here.
Let's take callers.
We're here with Bill Hicks. Everybody out there.
I don't mean to be so talkative. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, well, you know. They've got tomorrow night to check you out live and in person.
I'm going to be hoarse by then.
Oh, man. Is there going to be any special appearances? I heard maybe Ruth Buzzy was coming out.
Well, I channel Ruth Buzzy for the older people.
Yeah.
You know me. I aim to please.
Exactly. Well, you hit all those crowds.
I'm a performing monkey boy. You throw up a hoop, I'll jump through it.
Oh, boy. Well, y'all can see him jumping through hoops at the last stop tomorrow night, and smoking, I'm sure.
I do smoke, sorry.
Yeah.
It's happened again.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'd talked to certain people that thought it was just part of you, Bill. So I'm sure
it must be.
Yeah.
I should have inquired with them. Who are these people?
Yeah. Well, they're just the people who buy the CDs. So
oh, okay.
That kind of stuff.
Well, I'm back.
Yeah. Well, let's take the phone calls. You're the first on the air with us tonight. What can we do for you?
Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Hicks.
Hello.
I got a couple questions. First of all, I caught your act on HBO.
Uh-huh.
The HBO special, and I was wondering, I know you're playing at the last stop tomorrow, and I was just wondering what type of venue do you normally play? Do you play the comedy stops, or do you do concert halls? Because I know a lot of your stuff is borderline. I'm not sure if you're, you know, for lack of a better term, like a social commentator or a comedian. Okay, and I was just wondering what you had to say about that, and if you were thinking about getting any kind of more deeply into your subjects as far as it, rather than just, like I say again, for lack of a better term, brushing them.
Right.
With a light brush, a light touch anyway, and I'll get off the line and listen.
Great questions. Very astute questions. I will tell you this, that in England, I play concert halls solely, and in America, well, I'm at the laugh stop. Does that explain anything to you? In England, something happened between me and the audience, and I'll tell you what happened was they aired things like that HBO special the gentleman just talked about, and other specials that I've done, unedited on their they have only 4 channels. So they aired it unedited at primetime TV. So consequently, the audience that saw it, a huge audience in the UK, they had a good portion of people see it and like exactly what I really do. It wasn't edited, it wasn't like going on TV here. So there was huge crowds, and it's been beautiful over in England.
Of course, not here.
It hadn't happened here, and there's, you know, I could nitpick, but I will say things have picked up here. But as far as the material, much more am I getting into the subject matter. And if you come out to the show, there will be nothing I did on that HBO show that you will see here. And the material is, I don't consider it really comedy. I don't even consider there a difference between comedy and drama, to be honest with you. I think as long as it's entertaining and interesting and hopefully funny, that it has merit as entertainment. And I appreciate the question. I would love to get out of comedy clubs and play theaters. I think social criticism is much needed in America. And unfortunately, it's like Noam Chomsky said, the emperor wears no clothes, but he doesn't like to be told it. Those emperors.
That's a good way, yeah. It's a good answer. Good answer, Bill.
Thank you.
Good answer.
I'm sorry I'm so long-winded, man.
No, don't worry about it.
I'm all nervous.
No, that's fine, man. Chill pill, live TV.
Last time I was on live TV, they couldn't censor me, so they were taking shots at me with silencers. And man, was I dancing.
Well, you know, you can say anything you like. What's up? You're on live with us.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Hanging out on TV. What can we do for you?
How you doing, Mr. Hicks?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I just want to call in and say that I've been a big fan for a long time, and I really enjoyed your HBO special.
Thank you.
I'm glad that, well, I don't know if I'm glad, but I guess I'm glad you're smoking again so you can rail on the non-smokers, because that was a great bit of my amusement. One of my favorite lines is the fact that you go through 2 lighters a day.
Right.
But anyway, hopefully it'll get to the point where you can speak and get paid obnoxious amounts of money to speak at universities.
I would love to do that, and the few universities that I played, it has been phenomenal, because I believe, I'm sorry, I have all these beliefs, but there is a huge audience of disenfranchised people who look at mainstream entertainment and pull their hair out, other than an exception of a few shows. The 90% of it is puerile scat propaganda from the corporations to make us stupid. And when I go to the colleges, the few that I played here, the reaction is really exciting. And as far as the smoking and encouraging me, I appreciate it, Satan. Thanks for calling.
Well, thanks for your call, man.
Well, I understand what he means.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank God Bill's smoking.
Yeah. I'm sure that makes you really happy.
I'm back.
Don't want to interrupt those jogging things you do in the morning, every morning when you get up, you know.
Jogging to 7-Eleven, you mean?
Yeah.
For another lighter?
Hi, you're on CapZeyeZ. We got Bill Hicks here. What can we do for you?
Hello.
Hello.
I was asking Bill there, the difference between London humor and American humor is just ungodly. And
so is the difference between English accents and yours.
I just don't understand what, like the Bill Clinton and everything of here, I just don't get it. What is the thing that makes you sell your humor?
Makes me sell my humor? Tell my humor?
What was that?
Tell your humor. Where do you get your ideas for jokes from?
Okay, good question, Mr. Faux Englishman. That accent's worse than the one I do. And mine's pretty bad.
It was kind of rough.
I do the only Englishman with a drawl, I think, in the world. Anyway, where I come out with material particularly is, it's very simple. Anything that defies my sense of reason. I don't look outside myself for answers. I kind of feel like everyone has a voice of reason inside them, and I believe that's been quelled to a large degree by our multimedia society that we live in. But anything that defies my voice of reason comes out, and you hold it up to the light of reason. That's the premise. And then you start nailing it, and those are the jokes, until what's left is a laughter, I think, of recognition of a truth. If that's not arcane and metaphysical enough for you, put on the special glasses. I'm sorry, I just did mushrooms in Fredericksburg about 3 months ago. And I had my third eye squeegeed.
Is that where you got those glasses in Fredericksburg?
There's a special contact lens you can't see right here. I was going to get it blue, but I thought that was a bit...
Peach is Fredericksburg color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out there tripping with the Germans. Yachtung!
Well, we're going to take a few more calls and get to a video, and we'll be back, take a few more with Bill.
Cool.
He's playing out at the Laugh Stop, and y'all can see him tomorrow night. What we're going to do is take one more of your calls, and you can call us during the break here while we're playing music videos if you'd like to speak to him. The number is 472-CALL, but this is our last call before we do videos. What's up? You're on CapZeyeZ. We got Bill Hicks. What can we do for you?
Hey, I just wanted to say that I think that's bullshit about that David Letterman stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not watching that show anymore until Dave quits sucking that corporate cock. You know what I'm saying? And I'm behind you 100%, man.
Well, I tell you, I've been watching the show since this incident happened with a different light in myself, and I've liked Dave, and he's always been, well, I can't say he's been supportive, because in fact, I feel like I finally realized something. I've been, for the last however many times I've done it, in an abusive relationship that I keep going back for more. Bill, we love you because you're so edgy and hip. But when you come on our show, could you not be that way? And I made the mistake of doing it, thinking that, oh, well, you know, I'll rewrite everything so it fits. And now I have no interest in doing that whatsoever. I would rather be on Dave's show here on Public Access than play to 3 million yahoos who think they're watching something radical or rebellious.
Yeah, and I was also wondering where that HBO special was shot.
That was shot in England and London at the Dominion Theatre, this beautiful, beautiful theatre, which you can't see because our set was real dark and gruesome. But
right, okay.
It was in England.
Yeah, it was a real good special.
Thank you, man.
All right, then.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for your call. Yeah, it seems to be the consensus. Everybody liked that HBO special. Did you have a good time doing that?
It was great. It was absolutely great. England has exploded for me in a way that America hasn't, and I have no sour grapes. I've only been touring America for 12 years, playing the Comedy Pouch in Possum Ridge, Arkansas every year, which I would recommend to any young comedian or any old one. And you will get old by the time you go there if you're young, by week's end. It's really weird to have a whole audience collectively go, huh?
Oh, man.
But anyway, I have no sour grapes, but England has taken off, and I'm just, I go over there intermittently and tour, and we're doing a TV show over there starting in January. That's why this performance at the Laugh Stop will be my last performance in the US of A for at least a year.
Wow. Wow.
For whatever that's worth.
Bill Hicks' final performance.
I feel kind of dumb because I have retired more times than Sinatra, but this is for real.
Are you knocking on Ozzy's door now?
I can't go back. I can't do anymore. I don't feel it. Satan left me. He reneged on the deal.
Oh, man.
See how bad my English is?
I have to say, though, it was a tad better than that phone caller.
Thank you, man.
That's a fact.
Thank you.
Well, what we're going to do now, we're going to play this music video, because that's, like I said earlier, 90% of what this show is about. Bill is representing his 10% of comedy as well as the musical portion, as you will see when his album comes out. Let's talk about some more things you can't see or hear just yet. But this is a video by a band out of Dallas, Texas. They were in town a while back. The band is called Tripping Daisy. The song is My Umbrella, and the album, why it's called Bill. And I hope you enjoy it. This is Tripping Daisy, My Umbrella. We'll be back with Bill Hicks. See ya. Cool. That was a good request. That was Wicked Gypsy and a song called Coochie. What it's about, your guess is as good as mine.
I think I know what Coochie is, but again, good manners prevents me from saying.
Oh, man, you're such a nice guy. Well, anyway.
I don't know what happens on stage.
It's those cigarettes, Bill.
No, it's when I start channeling Ruth Buzzy. I just go berserk.
Well, you're watching CapZeyeZ. We're a Texas music and entertainment program.
Thank you.
Must stress this fact.
I appreciate that, but I'd like to ask you, what other Texas entertainment do you have other than musicians?
Bill.
Now, see, that's what I find interesting. A lot of comics.
We actually had some beatnik poets.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
A lot of comics have come out of Texas, and they're really good, and they really have idiosyncratic voices with something to say. And I think there's no difference between good music and good comedy. It's just, it's entertainment, you know?
Yeah, definitely entertainment.
And entertainment is suspension of time and space so that you realize your true nature, which is spaceless and timeless.
That's deep.
It's late.
That's deep. That's deep.
It's very late.
It's only 2:08. We got to be here till 4 o'clock. I do. I got to be here at 4 a.m. We got another band coming in tonight, Aztec Dreamer. So
cool.
they're coming down to see us.
Cool. I like that. Wicked Gypsy was cool.
Yeah, they are cool. But this is Bill Hicks, for all of you people who don't know, and he will be out at the Laugh Stop tomorrow night doing that thing he does so well. And if you've seen him on HBO or not seen him on David Letterman and read about it, you should check it out.
And if you see me on any kind of Letterman or HBO, you'll notice one difference. On those networks and channels, there's makeup and hair people.
Yeah, we just got the cuticle people going on over here.
But so. I would rather have freedom of expression than, well, this bald spot that you're showing so delightfully.
Yeah, I kind of comb my hair to, yeah. Okay. Well, you know, I've got a lot more gray hair than I am balding, so I don't know which is worse.
I like gray hair. So. I think gray hair's good.
So you're an inspiring musician yourself, I understand.
Aspiring or inspiring? I think I'm aspiring. Perspiring. Yeah, well, like I said earlier about these albums, these new albums, Arizona Bay, and the one we're recording in tomorrow night, Rant in E minor, that they're going to be scored with music that I and my producer Kevin Booth write and play, along with drums and other instruments. Right. But
Kevin Booth of Electric Ladies Man fame.
Kevin Booth of Electric Ladies Man fame, and also the Sacred Cow Productions.
Exactly. What a guy.
Right. Kevin and I have been friends since we were 15 years old, and since we were 15, he's been recording me, and he really knows how to record me well.
He's a great producer kind of guy.
He's great. Great video, great filmmaker. We also made the karate epic ninja bachelor party together.
I considered running that tonight, I really did. But, you know.
Well, it's going to run October 31st. Sacred Cow has a 3-hour show of their productions, and also we'll be taking callers that night.
Oh, man.
Halloween.
Halloween.
30th.
The 30th. Oh,
October 30th.
Saturday night kind of thing.
Saturday night.
That's beautiful. As is tonight, Saturday. So it should be almost like deja vu.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there for it, but we already taped my segment. So.
Well, I guess that won't get cut out or nothing.
I want to know when I started looking like this.
Oh, what
Okay.
about 1:30 tonight?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we do have phone calls. I know y'all are waiting, and we did spend quite a bit chatting amongst ourselves last break. So we should probably devote a little
Let's do
time to
some
the
calls.
telephones.
All right.
Since we put the phone number and stuff, and they want to talk, I'm sure. This is Bill Hicks. You're on CapZeyeZ. What can we do for you?
Hi, Bill. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Who are you?
Philip Marshall.
How are you?
I know that
Doing
guy.
well, doing well.
Hi,
I
Philip.
saw you for the first time. Yeah, hey, Dave, how are you, man?
All right.
Long time no see.
Really?
I saw you for the first time, I guess, right around 1983 at the Comedy Workshop. You were opening for Jay Leno. Do you remember that gig?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You've come a heck of a long way since then. In fact,
Yeah, I'm at the laugh stop now.
yeah. What, it's about, 5 miles or so?
Yeah.
4 or 5 miles. So you have come a long way. No, I think that you've become one of a few really good visionary comics. I think like you and Dennis Miller and Will Durst are probably on that cutting edge, that Mort Saul, Lenny Bruce type thing.
Oh, I appreciate that. There's a handful of others who you haven't heard of because they're even more on the edge and you're never going to hear them.
Why not? I mean,
Because there's no venue. Comedy clubs won't book them, and America does not take comedy seriously, social criticism seriously. If you look at even the careers of Mort Saul and Lenny Bruce, you'll notice that one was basically run out of the business, and the other one was killed himself due to lack of work. This is how America supports social criticism.
well, don't you think Mort kind of just got a little too heavy into the Kennedy thing? I mean, I heard him on, I think the last time I heard him was on the Whoopi Goldberg show, God forbid. But
How come her time hadn't run out yet?
what
What the hell?
Hers has, and Chevy, so who knows who they're going to give. Maybe you'll get the next talk show, and you'll last, about a good 2-3 months, and they'll have you off the air for some ungodly reason.
Right.
But, he's still just as insightful as he's ever been.
Yeah?
But it doesn't seem like he's working very much. And it's really sad, but I'm glad that you're able to get out there and to do what you do. I'm just sorry that you're censored in the media.
Well, HBO didn't censor me, and I got to give them credit for that. But Mort Saul, there's a great documentary I saw on Mort Saul on PBS, and it seems to be. Did you fall over?
No, I'm here.
I just passed out. There's a great documentary on him, and he seems kind of at peace with himself. And in a way, I don't want to get too esoteric, but I'm kind of at peace with myself as well. I don't really care anymore. There are venues and there are avenues, but they are not going to be mainstream. But that's why I love public access. That's why England has opened up for me, and HBO was nice enough not to edit anything except due to time constraints. And I think there's a change coming up, man. You can't put out puerile crap 24 hours because eventually there's going to be chaos in the streets, which there already is.
Yeah.
Because people are frustrated not having their voice of reason confirmed. And everyone has that voice of reason that goes, this is bull, man. What I'm watching is bull. And yet, the media does not confirm it. So after a while, people begin to think they're insane. And that's the bummer about it. But that's why I love non-mainstream stuff, because you actually hear honest emotions. And that's what you won't hear on mainstream TV ever, is honest emotions.
Well, I think, the media has sold
Why
us.
am I yelling at you? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Well, at least you're passionate about it, and I'm that's always good to see.
Guys going, what the hell? What the hell did I do?
No, man, I'm a jazz musician. I'm way too laid back to even worry about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But, I mean, you can see in the way, for instance, we've been fed MTV till we're blue in the face. They're cutting back all the funding for the arts. Jazz doesn't get much. They're cutting for the ballet and for God knows what else. And so, I hear what you're saying loud and clear. And If I wasn't so poor, I'd be at the show tomorrow night, but I'm unfortunately too poor to be there.
Philip?
Yes.
You show up, you'll get in the second show if you'd like to come. I'll put you on the door +1. You can bring one of your layabout jazz friends with you.
That would be great, Bill. That would be
You
great.
got it.
Will I get a chance to meet you after the second set?
If you stand by the exit and trip me. No.
No, man, I'm not going to trip you.
No, sure, man. I'll be hanging out. Philip +2 will be on the show. Now, since we're on TV, I hope a bunch of y'all don't get the idea to call yourself Philip.
Of course, he'll have his idea.
Yeah,
How many of y'all out there named Philip?
All right. Dave knows me. It's Philip Marshall.
I know this
All
guy.
right.
So.
Yeah, he knows me.
Come out tomorrow night, second show, 10:30. You're in.
Man, that's great, and I can't wait to talk to you. And before I'll hang up now, but before you get out of there, give me your take on two things. Give me your take on the Palestinian peace accord, and what the hell are we doing in Somalia and Haiti? What is that all about? Now they're talking about. Did you hear the news today about the bomb in Northern Ireland?
No.
Oh yeah, somebody threw a bomb into a shopping complex, a downstairs shopping complex where like nobody can escape, killed 9, injured about 50, and we're supposed to send some sort of peace envoy over there to try and work this all out between the Catholics and the Protestants. Like that's going to happen. Why don't we just have the Crusades all over again?
Right. Well, my take on any of the foreign affairs of the U.S. government is at best cynical and completely doubtful that their motives or our motives are anything other than the elite maintaining the status quo. As far as the Palestinians specifically, you know, they were there, they need their land, and Israel is a satellite of this country. We sell them nuclear weapons, and you can just imagine what kind of deal the Palestinians are going to get.
Yeah.
And as far as the other Somalia and Haiti, what we're doing is spreading democracy at gunpoint. In other words...
Well, they'll have health care at least.
Well, they're going to need it because McDonald's is going in first.
Well, you know, Taco Bell's the only chain to survive the fast food wars.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. I found that out in Demolition Man, though.
Probably because it's a third world cuisine and we're entering into the third world here. I don't know. You know, I can't answer those questions. And I tell you who I love to read is Noam Chomsky. And if y'all can get into Noam Chomsky at all, he will definitely take a squeegee to your third eye. And that's what we need to have happen. But thanks for calling. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, Bill. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
All right.
Philip.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I can't wait to see him.
Sounded like he was high on hooch or something. You
Well,
know,
he's a jazz musician.
Yeah, those guys.
Those guys.
He probably will forget to come tomorrow. There'll be 2 empty seats that say reserved for Philip.
Yep.
Right up front.
And everyone will be out front going, I'm Philip.
I'm Philip. Well, you're all Philip Marshall.
Oh, man.
Philip Marshall, table for 300.
And 50.
Hi, I was just calling to see if Bill could tell me a little bit about the premise of his show on the British television, and if there's any chance of us being able to see that back here in the States.
Well, thank you for asking. The premise of the show, now hang with me. The show takes place, it's called The Counts of the Netherworld. And the premise of the show is that Carl Jung had a theory that all mankind shares a collective unconscious, which I agree with.
Sure.
But I don't think it's supposed to be unconscious. As the counts of this netherworld, we will be in a Victorian-era salon, which in my mind's eye is the center of our collective unconscious, where ideas are discussed, evolution is discussed, and the evolution of ideas is discussed. And we will have on guests who have enlightened us so that we can enlighten the audience so that the unconscious becomes conscious. That's the premise of the show. Now, you tell me if you think you're going to see it here.
I'm pretty enlightened about the discussion of evolution.
I think, yeah, evolution is a great discussion. And the evolution of ideas. I'll tell you how this works. For instance, why is the drug czar of this country? Well, why do we have a drug czar, A? B, why is he a cop? Why isn't he a guy who's been through recovery, who has experienced drug and alcohol addiction, and could perhaps deal with this problem through the eyes of compassion rather than the eyes of, well, whatever their eyes are, that you're breaking a law. People who are addicts are not criminals in my mind's eye. They're sick, and I don't think throwing sick people in jail is going to heal them. See, that would be the evolution of an idea. Here's another one. Confucius said, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" And he said it in this enigmatic way to state that there is no sound. And you know what I say?
Go.
Fuck Confucius. Let's move on.
Yes.
Evolution has not stopped. And I'm hoping it comes. I hope we sell it back to HBO.
So we should all lose our thumbs, evolve, just move on down the line.
We're going. It didn't stop, man. It didn't stop with us growing opposable thumbs. Okay, now we're at the point where imagination and reality are right there together. What we imagine, we can create. And that goes for heaven, and that goes for hell, and it is our choice. And we can do anything, literally. But that is the theme of our show, and I hopefully HBO will air it, because I think it'd be another great feather in their cap, along with Larry Sanders' show, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
Good deal. Well, hopefully we can see that. Of course, they always get the better TV over there, too.
Yeah.
What's up? You're on CapZeyeZ. We got Bill Hicks here. What can we do for you?
Yeah, this is a quick question for Bill.
Sure.
Could you explain what happened with the Letterman thing? I tuned in late, and I just hang up before I start feeding back.
Okay. Well, as far as the Letterman deal went, again, the material I had prepared was approved and reapproved by a segment producer. I performed the show on October 9th, Friday. The show was filmed and taped, and when I got back to the hotel, I was given a call by the producer saying we have to excise your entire segment from the show. When I asked him why, he said, "CBS, I love this, standards and practices." Don't you love these networks have standards? Yeah, well, what is it when you're airing beer commercials 24 hours a day with half-naked women with the beer in their crotches? What standards do you have exactly? Anyway, they deemed the material unsuitable for the audience. In other words, here's what they're saying: you are a contemptible herd. You will not be able to comprehend these are jokes or ideas simply. That's all they are. And you, the contemptible herd, must be kept from one man stating his ideas. Because if one man does it, well, that might inspire other people to go, you know what? I have some interesting ideas too, which I've never had confirmed. But I'm not afraid to state them anymore. They want you to be a docile, apathetic herd of consumers, of corporate products. That's what happened on Letterman. No sour grapes on my part. Again, I think it's rather a badge of honor. On the very same stage, Elvis was censored from the waist down. I was censored entirely, or at least from the neck up.
The important part.
And America continues to be the land of freedom. Don't you forget that.
Yeah. As long as you got the money to buy it.
As long as you got the money.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Am I yelling?
Oh, no. I
feel like I'm talking to people.
It's expression. It's heartfelt.
I feel like I'm talking to people like at their homes, but we're not using mics.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
They got glasses against the wall. Look, I hear Bill yelling.
Well, yeah, it's wild how they choose who gets on and who gets to say what they want to say, you know.
Let me tell you what happened. When I was a kid, starting out, I would watch TV and I'd go, boy, if they like that guy, I was looking at comics, if they like that guy, they're going to love me. And that was the impetus that led me to work on comedy and start and continue. And then you get out to Los Angeles and you come to the cold realization that from that kid's wish, boy, if they love this guy, they're going to love me. They don't want me. They don't want you if you have an idea that doesn't correspond to their propaganda. And it's everyone in LA is disillusioned by that, but I no longer am, because I got it in focus and I know what to do with it now. So
you were pretty much also restrained from doing any religious jokes, as you had mentioned earlier on the Letterman show.
Yeah, well,
wouldn't want to offend yourself. Maybe they would pre-tape it and you'd tune in later and offend yourself watching that performance.
Well, I appreciate that for them, but it doesn't matter anyway, because I just signed a lucrative deal to be the spokesman for Taco Bell. I sold out. I can't do it anymore.
Oh yeah.
Me and Willie.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the woman in the rose. By the way, don't you just have to avert your eyes when you watch that? Oh, Willie. we feel for you, Willie.
IRS
He's
is what I think
about
of every
burritos.
time I see that.
I'm waiting for the woman in the rose tattoo, and I'm eating a taco too. Oh my God, I owe so much money.
Well, he does well for a man with one lung. So,
does he have one lung?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So, yeah. Well, we'll take these calls. We're going to take a few more phone calls here and let Bill scamper on down the road like a happy bunny. I'm sure he is, right? You can catch him at the Laugh Stop tomorrow night.
It's been a month of Sundays since I scampered, but okay. You might want to film this. It could be some good slapstick for you.
Yes, sir. We got to see that scamper. Anyway, you're live on CapZeyeZ. We've got Bill Hicks here. What can we do for you?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
I saw him many years ago, probably maybe a decade.
Whoa.
Or so. A long time ago. I don't know if he remembers, but he was here in Austin.
Are you the guy with the green shirt?
No.
I do remember.
Do you remember in your act when you said that it was many years ago, I don't know if you probably remember, but you said you were talking about this guy, and you said he pulled furniture from his ass.
Right.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
You were talking about that. It was funny. It was really funny.
Well, you know, ironically enough, I did that same routine on Letterman and years ago, and they edited that routine too because they said it made fun of handicapped people. And I said, it doesn't make fun of handicapped people, it makes fun of my bad luck.
Yeah.
And they said, well, it does. Anyway, they edited me years ago on Letterman. They cut that bit out, and it looked really ridiculous because I did the first 3 minutes of my act, and then suddenly I was sitting at the desk. There was no ending to my act.
Yeah.
I should have learned then. I didn't.
Your hair looks a little bit different, though. You have like a butt cut now. What's up with that?
This is, believe it or not,
It's like you have like a part right in the middle.
I don't plan this. This is a really bad hair day, and
Yeah.
I can't do a thing about it.
Yeah, you might want to fix it now because it looks worse.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it up, and I'm not at all self-conscious.
Watch out, man.
Thanks for the input, man. I'm glad you care about the hair here. It's a really nice thing. So what do you prefer, your bearded motif here, or do you like clean shaven?
I like the beard. I'm going through a Rasputin stage of my life right now. As long as there's villages and women who can be excited by goat men, I'm willing to travel.
Goat men with cigarettes.
Goat men with cigarettes.
What's up? We've got Bill Hicks here on CapZeyeZ for a little while longer, and you're on the air. What can we do for you?
Hey there, how are you guys doing tonight?
Great.
I was just curious, how come it is that you seem pretty cynical about the whole Israel situation with the Palestinians? I mean, it seems like it's going to be an opportunity to maybe have some peace there finally.
Yeah, it's helped so far. I got to be honest with you. I am not cynical. I cannot be cynical about it because I don't know enough about it, and that's my fault. And why a comedian is being asked these questions. It's not like, did the chicken really cross the road for the reason that he wanted to get across it? No, I don't know. These questions are a little over my head.
Why did Jack?
When are you having Noam Chomsky on your show? I think he was born in Beaumont.
There you go. There you go.
Noam Chomsky would be good.
I mean, it's a good question. I don't mean to appear cynical. I'm cynical about anything that comes over the mainstream media. But I don't know enough about truly the Palestinian-Israeli situation, and I shouldn't be talking about it. Thank you for calling me on it. I'll shut up.
Okay, maybe you should have him edit it out so that you know, when you rebroadcast it, so they won't hear it for you, just like Letterman. Thank you.
Thanks for your call.
That's a good question. I mean, look, I'm just cynical about state power, man. I'm sorry, I always will be.
You have to be with
and their propaganda.
track record.
Exactly.
You have to be. Hey,
What's up, fellas?
Hanging out with Bill Hicks on TV. What can we do for you?
Actually, Bill, I've been a fan for a long time. I wanted to ask you what your background was like. Are you from Houston or are you from Austin?
I'm from Houston originally.
Okay. And rumor has it that you have a brother in town that teaches at UT. Is that wrong?
That's wrong. I do have a brother in town, but he works for a chain of record stores called Hastings Records and Tapes. And he does not teach at UT unless he has not told me about it.
All right.
He might teach retailing there. I don't know.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up now.
All right.
Great. And for all you music fans out there, I just wanted to tell everyone that I sure am glad that the Archangels broke up because Charlie Sexton is a big old pussy. Okay. Hey, Dave. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Thanks for airing your views.
Once again, I don't know enough about the situation to discuss that.
There you go. I know quite a bit about.
If it was just a discussion about pussy, I could chime in.
Sure. Sure.
But Charlie Sexton, I don't know if he is one or not.
Well, maybe we'll have you back and we can talk about pussy for a couple hours.
I think. Okay, cool. I could really be Goat Boy.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Well, I've seen this thing running on the channels here recently where you went out and checked out the ashes a little bit out there in Waco.
Actually, the day we went out to Waco was 7 days into the siege. And what I find fascinating, and I'll try and make this brief, I know that little kid wants me to shut up, and I do too, because I don't even know what I'm talking about. The footage that's been running on Access about the the Waco debacle, and I don't know how many of y'all have seen it. Apparently it runs quite often here. But what it shows, and I've seen it very clearly, and if it's an actual representation, is what you see is a Bradley tank shooting fire into the compound, which is exactly what is against the party line, which is that they shot tear gas into the compound and the Branch Davidians started the fire. Now what this implies is, A, if in fact this footage is real, and we're about to show it for you, A, the FBI, the ATF, Janet Reno, up to Clinton are liars and murderers, and if they had any honor whatsoever, they would commit harikari if they were true human beings. And B, the real implication is why no mainstream media has picked up on this footage and thought that it was news. This tells you something about America and the state of freedom that you live under. And on that happy note, I'll see you tomorrow at the Laugh Stop.
Yeah, right. Well, let's take a little look at that footage. For all you people who haven't seen it on Access, if you look real close, you should see some flames of interest here, I do believe.
That's the Bradley tank. Now watch it come out. Flames coming from the turret. Do you see that?
Pretty cool.
Let's see it again. The Bradley tank comes out, flames.
Gee, is that fire, Bill?
It looks like fire to me.
I don't know.
So let me, the implications of this, I mean, just ponder that. Every mainstream media news source told us that they launched tear gas in order to convince the moms and the kids to get out. This, meanwhile, as you can see, they're destroying the compound which the kids were inside of. How they knew that they weren't going to run a kid over, I don't know. Anyway, God, I wish we could take these callers, man.
You want to take these callers?
Yeah. But anyway, let's think of what that implies. The fact that no one has picked up on this news story except public access, A, and B, that the ATF and FBI are liars and murderers, and if they had any honor, if they were truly human beings, they would commit suicide and explain their role in this murder and mass murder of innocent children and women.
Yeah. I'm sure
why it's not newsworthy, you tell me. You call me and tell me why that's not on the news.
Yeah, that's a fact. Want to do a few more of these calls?
I would love to.
All right, well, we'll take a few more of your phone calls here.
I don't want to take up your video time.
Oh, no, don't worry. Don't sweat it, you know. We're here till 4, so. Hi, you got any comments tonight?
Hey, yeah, sure do. Mr. Hicks, I really love your stuff, dude. You are totally awesome.
Thank you, man.
And what you just said about the Waco thing, yeah, I absolutely agree. We live in a country that's run by a bunch of rich fat cats who are going to tell us what to do and what to think.
You are free to do what we tell you.
Basically, yeah. And a question I'm asking, that I want to ask, is on here on public access, there's a show going around, something like Clarence the Ninja or some ninja thing, and that is you, right? That did that whole gig?
Yeah, that's me and Kevin Booth and David Jandro.
Did you do that here in Austin?
We shot some of it in Austin, we shot some of it in Houston, and we shot some of it where it's not even me. The part where there's snow, it snowed here and I wasn't here, so they made another guy don the little good master costume. It's an epic.
It's hilarious, dude. It's great, man. I love your stuff.
Cool, I appreciate that. And we're making Ninja 2 right now.
That's exactly what I was about to ask you. I thought it was sort of absurd because I figured you'd be doing the big thing in England, obviously, but
well, no, we're going over there in January, but there will be a Ninja 2 out soon. They're not, if you notice the production values, they're not real hard to make.
Hey, that's okay. Me and some friends of mine just made a bunch of stuff here in Austin like that, low budget, and Austin's the home of low budget filmmaking here now. And
it's great.
I'm dying to see your stuff, dude. And good luck in England.
Thank you.
And I won't watch Letterman. Hey, man, whatever you say about stuff like that, I believe you, and I think it really sucks.
I'm not saying to watch or not watch Letterman. I'm just telling you what happened to me, and again, trying to make the implications to other facets of mainstream media. Again, I've always been a fan of the Letterman show, and it's still the best talk show compared to Leno, who's like watching Monty Hall guest host the Mike Douglas show in 1974.
Well, he was already getting a little bit lame, but since he obviously sort of toes the corporate line, it's a good reason not to watch him anymore.
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it? He totally changed, and it's really interesting. It seems like Mad Magazine's writers all write for him now. It's about that level. It's about the level of Goofus and Gallant in Highlight Magazine. Remember that one?
Yeah.
At the dentist office? Goofus.
Hey, I hope you do, and I know you will. You'll kick ass at Laugh Stop, and I hope you do well in England. And good luck with your stuff. I look forward to seeing your Ninja 2 thing, dude.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for the call. All right.
I'm just so glad every one of these aren't Philip Marshall. That's what I'm happy with.
Hey, now, I am surprised that someone hasn't called up and tried to get you at least once on it for another name. But, Philip Marshall's the only one because he's a jazz musician.
What's that joke? What's a jazz musician without a girlfriend? Homeless?
Homeless.
Is that a joke?
Yeah. Actually, it's more of a statement.
Statement.
Yeah. You're on CapZeyeZ. We're going to take a few more calls with Bill here. What's your input this evening?
Hey, this is Metal Mike. What's
Metal
up?
Mike, how you doing, man?
All right, Ed.
What'd you think about that Waco footage? You see that fire?
Yeah, finally. I'd never seen that before. I saw most of his Access show, where he was in Waco, but I didn't catch that scene. That's the first time I'd ever seen that footage.
Yeah, isn't that wild? That happened to come out here after we went to Waco. I have nothing to do with the production.
Oh, okay.
That's just something that's been running on Access.
Let's make that perfectly clear.
Perfectly clear.
But I do agree with you. We have the right to believe what, do what they tell us. That's it.
That's it. But that's not true. That's what they want you to think is true. The reality is, we are the fucking government. We are the fucking people. And can I say fuck?
Sure, fuck.
We are the fucking government, and I think there's going to be a change. We might go through hell for a couple more years because these fundamentalist Christians are fucking doing their agenda, and they're very organized. But the reality is the majority of people are fucking reasonable and fucking intelligent, and we don't have a fucking voice, and fuck them. I'll be the voice, at least for my little part.
Cool.
That's cool.
Well, you speak for me, that's for sure. I agree with you pretty much all the way around.
Good deal,
what's this ninja movie?
Ah.
Where can I see this, or where can I get it? Is it out on video?
Well, you can rent it at any Hastings. Am I getting too comfortable? You can rent it at any Hastings Records and video store, or on October 30th, you can tape it yourself right off public access.
Cool.
It will air October 30th.
Saturday evening.
It's a karate movie we made. It's really stupid, and I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll definitely see you tomorrow night, 10:30.
Good
all right.
deal.
Later.
Later, Mike. So you are having 2 shows tomorrow night. I have heard several misleading advertisements claiming of 1 show.
No, there's 2 shows, 8:30 and 10:30, and apparently they're selling pretty good. So,
gee,
I don't know if I hope Philip can get in.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he will.
Well, there'll be a lot of Phillips standing there waiting. So,
well,
sure
must show
no
ID.
problem.
Must show ID.
Show ID, exactly. Hey, what's up? You're on CapZeyeZ with Bill
Hey,
Hicks.
old Dave, what's up?
Hey,
this is Rory of Ed Gein fame.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, Ed Gein rules, man.
This jacket I'm wearing is made by Ed Gein. I think this was Martha, the mail girl who came by his house.
There you go.
Well, I mostly just called up to say hi to Dave and stuff, but I don't want to be a total ass to Bill Hicks here, so I guess I'll give him another chance to plug his Laugh Stop show if he wants.
No. Go ahead, talk to Dave.
Hey, what was that great Laugh Stop thing I'm hearing about? I mean, word on the street.
Well, there's going to be lots of coochie there. And, no, I don't want to. No, talk to Dave. I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to say hi to Dave. And,
that's great. What's your take on the Waco thing, man?
That's pretty gosh darn amazing. That's
another fine example of publicity in the news in America, huh?
Yeah, I think that the whole Access making controversy thing is, man, that's just hip. Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Definitely hip.
Well, good deal. Thanks for calling. It's good to hear your voice, man.
See you later, old Dave.
All right, take care. Good deal. It's amazing who you just talk to through the television.
It is.
It's wonderful.
It's unbelievable.
Hi, you're on CapZeyeZ with Bill Hicks. What can we do for you? Howdy.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, I just wanted to tell Bill that he's kick-ass and hilarious. And I caught him the first time on an old Rodney Dangerfield Young Comedian special.
Wow.
Years ago.
But it made me laugh, and it was warped, and I loved it. And I don't want to talk politics with him because we'd probably, end up in bed with the same farm animal or something. But I just wanted to say that pretty much, and also to tell Bill and everyone else, but especially Bill, to check out The Ultimate Something whenever you see the name and date.
Yeah,
I got
Something? The Ultimate Something.
Is that a band?
Left us here. Yeah, that's a band here in Austin.
That's
Isn't that
fun.
a wonderful
That's a good name. The Ultimate Something.
Yeah, they play at Steamboat quite a bit. I think they have a gig coming up here real soon on a weekend.
He should have plugged the date.
He should have plugged that date.
Look at me, plug hound, apparently, that other guy intimated.
Yeah.
I don't want to help Bill plug his laptop date anymore.
Yeah, let's help Bill plug his laptop gig.
Hey, forget it. You know what? I just canceled the laptop. Fuck you.
So all those tickets from the sold-out show, y'all just
look
turn
at my
them in.
wardrobe. I don't need any money. I'm
smokes,
rolling in dough. I work at Pizza Hut. Hey, it's a joke.
There you go.
It's a joke.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, these are our last calls, I promise, and we'll let you go on. He's got to save a little vocals for his thing tomorrow.
You're trying to get rid of me,
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to do that.
You're trying to bag me, dude.
Well, when Aztec Dreamer comes in here and lynches the both of us, then that'll mean it's time to go. So, what's up? You're on CapZeyeZ with Bill Hicks. We're hanging out on TV live with you.
Well, I got a question and a theory for Bill. First of all, do you find the English audiences a little too tame for you? I mean, we watched your special and we thought, man, it would just be, it put it over the fucking edge if the audience was reacting. But it's like, it's like British audiences, they seem to just sit there and when it's all over, go, oh, that was so wonderful, and tap their pinkies together.
Right.
What's the other I was wondering if you thought that affected your show.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought I was firing on about 2 cylinders that night, and the general reaction, if you notice that the punk movement sprung from England, all the English people aren't that restrained, and it just so happens that night, it's one of those deals, we're taping the show, one show that night, and you're kind of, at least I am. But anyway, they actually...
such as tomorrow's performance.
I don't give a shit about tomorrow anymore. I canceled it. This guy really put a bugaboo in my ear.
There you go.
Anyway, the audience was actually very warm, and generally they were very hot. I don't think I was firing on every cylinder, and I take all credit for them not laughing.
Nah, you were just fine. Anyway, the theory I wanted to propose to you is that white Christians are from another planet, and they have come here to fuck up our planet and our karma, and they're going to get their rapture in about 2 years because, like, they're going to get called home to their home planet and going to get put back together the way it's supposed to be because the earth spirits are supposed to be left. What do you think of that?
I think it's a great theory, and apparently you're maybe a fan of the movie They Live. I just saw that. I just saw that the other day, the John Carpenter film.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more that they are an alien and alienating and alienated culture.
And we won't have a world until they're gone.
They no longer live in sync with natural world. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how they have. Well, first of all, the idea of hell is a concept, it's their idea. Let them go to it. How about that be their other planet? They're the ones that believe in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Go for it.
Well, man, I think you're the top.
Thank you, man.
All right, thanks for the call, the positive remarks.
Anything negative about Christianity is positive.
Yeah, right. It's a beep that means you're on TV, but from the sound of your voice, it doesn't sound like you have anything interesting to add, do you? Didn't think so. Thanks for calling, though. We're going to move along.
Did we call her, or did she call us?
I don't know. It's kind of confusing. What's up? You're on CapZeyeZ.
Not much, man. Bill Hicks, you're the greatest.
Thank you, man.
You're truly one of the funniest individuals in comedy today, I think. I think what you have to say is much along the lines of George Carlin. Would you agree?
I would. And did you see George Carlin's last HBO special?
I fucking bought the album, man.
He was on fire that night, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's always on fire. He's the old hand at it, I imagine. You're kind of the new breed. Do you consider yourself to be a carrier of a certain torch, like the Lenny Bruce torch you're talking about?
No, but it is similar. I mean, here's what I've always said when people make that comparison. Lenny Bruce was Lenny Bruce on stage, and I'm Bill Hicks on stage, and that way we're similar.
Sure.
It's what you're talking about is a breed, I guess, of individuals who believe in their art and love it and want to evolve it. Again, evolution.
Well,
and that breed. I'm sorry, but that breed includes Carlin most definitely.
Well, the breed I was talking about, the way I look at y'all is like, not anarchists, but people who can see through the bullshit of our society.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of that. I don't know if you ever read any Tocqueville, but he talks about majority concepts breeding, like everybody thinking alike. You say it's individual thought, and it breeds conformity, and that seems to be what has happened. And I kind of want to get off the subject of politics. I want to, you talk about music sometimes in your show, and one of the funniest bits I think I've ever seen you do is about the Hendrix-Debbie Gibson incident, right? And you did a little bit of that on your HBO special as well, and I was just wondering, do you think there's any new music with balls? I mean, surely there must be something you like besides Hendrix, you know.
Well, first of all, I gotta tell you that I do not keep my ear to the ground nearly enough as far as new music, but I still get a lot. I like people. I mean, it's really gonna sound dumb, but I like people like Dylan and Bob and John Hyatt, and I like people who are good songwriters and singers, and I have a wide range of people that I love, that go from Beethoven to Sinatra to Miles Davis to Dylan to John Hyatt, and again, what you're noticing is no current thing, but I use in my act as opening and closing Metallica and Rage Against the Machine,
right,
and Tool.
I saw them at the Liberty Lunch, man. They're truly their guitar player graduated from Harvard, and they really have a message to send. You know, they're not bullshit.
I like the singers, Zach De La Rocha.
Yeah,
he has the best grunt. That guy can grunt, man.
Rage Against the Machine. Let me understand this right. Their main message is killing people.
No, it's talking about people who kill people in the name of Christianity, I believe. Again, they have a message about bullshit A and why not peace B.
Well, they're another one of the breed of individuals that can see through the fucking veneer of our society, man. The facade that is put up by the hypocritical government that we have, which is hopefully, I see it coming to an end sometime in my generation. I'd like to think that would be true. I hope more people can start speaking up, and it seems to be the trend nowadays is for people to be getting more angry about it. Even people who are like my parents' generation, who are in the 50s generation, who are kind of sitting on their ass back in the 50s.
Everyone's being screwed now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, except for the top 2% who want to control everything.
Right.
And I think that's pretty sad. But I think what you do is important. I mean, what you were talking about earlier is being a comedian and us not respecting our comedians. Now, you've been over in England for a while, and you've seen how the Irish probably respect their poets and their musicians.
Absolutely, absolutely, and a great tradition as well.
Right, and that that lacks over here tremendously. We like Letterman. He's pretty cool. I don't know if you saw him. I don't know if this is really what happened, but he was talking about being sober for a number of years.
And then he drank.
And then he drank on the fucking show.
Right.
I mean,
you know what?
Kind of
I'll bet you any amount of money that was apple juice.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And
I hope so. I mean, I personally hope so. I'm a friend of Bill W.'s, and I hate to.
Me too.
To have that happen.
Boy, aren't we anonymous?
Yeah, we're fucking. Let's not help anybody. Let's just hide under our little fucking rock, man. But anyway, that's shit like that on TV. You talk about what was it that CBS said that you offended? What was that again?
The material was not suitable for the general public.
Yeah, but was there something about their standards or something?
Standards and practices.
That's like a double negative. CBS standards and practices.
Exactly.
Network television, the standards and practices.
Exactly. If television considers themselves the moral arbiters of our society, I think that goes a long way towards explaining the trouble and the chaos that exists here.
Well, everything that we know is filtered through the bullshit, man. The media and Dan Rather and their attitude about things comes, prominently out in everything they do.
Exactly.
And I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to be at your show tomorrow night at 10:30.
Cool.
With seven motherfuckers, and we're going to be shouting and screaming and laughing, and I just can't wait to be there, man.
Okay, well, the second show, I'm doing a poetry reading and some light dancing, so don't worry about showing.
Oh, and should we wear our black clothes?
Tambourines and some things.
Get some clickers, huh? Later, bud.
Thanks, you, man.
Thanks for calling. Well, this is it. This is the last one tonight, man. You can hang it up. It'll almost be over.
It's
man.
like I got a skunk streak.
Well, it's these lights and the heat,
Okay.
They make us all. Hey, what's up? You're on CapZeyeZ.
Am I on right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just tuned in, and I realized it's probably flogging a dead horse, but I didn't really catch that bit about Letterman. What really happened now? What's up?
Well, I'll try and state it a different way for the third time, but basically what happened was I did some material on the show that was pre-approved by the segment producer, but by the time I had done it and the show had been taped, the CBS standards and practices had deemed it unsuitable. Now, what were these ideas I was talking about? I talked about Jesus, I talked about pro-life. The punchline was they thought these points were not suitable, or they were hot points for the audience. On Monday night, the following, after that Friday night show, on the air on Letterman, they had a pro-life commercial. You make your own conclusions, you draw them. That's basically what happened. What happened was freedom of expression is for the highest bidder. God bless America. You are free to do as we tell you. And I'm not sour grapes about it because it really helped me focus on what I really want to do anyway. But God, I had something so funny to say.
Are you planning on going back to Dave? I know he had expressed, wanting to have you back.
Yeah. After this New Yorker article comes out on Monday, I don't know if they're going to express that same feeling.
Oh, okay. Well, we each have our things to do, and well, I don't know if being on Dave would have been that another step.
I don't really care anymore because you know what? I've never been me on Dave. Out of all the other 11 appearances I've done on the show, I've never had anyone come up to me and go, "Hey, I saw you on Letterman last night. You were great." And the reason that is, I've never been me on that show. And I don't really know if it's enough respect for myself to go on and play a game that's not me. So I don't really care anymore, to be honest with you. And that's it. I don't really care. There's other venues and there's other outlets, and let them play their game. And I tell you what, it is, as the other caller mentioned, everyone's getting screwed now. And it's becoming so transparent, their fucking lie, that it's laughable. And that's all I want to say on that.
Well, that's great. I appreciate you coming to spend time with us tonight, Bill.
A pleasure.
Future for you is this last show in America for a while, then you're heading over to Europe, work on this. Is this a series, did you say?
It's a series, right, which is starting in January, and I won't be back in America until the 95, probably.
Wow, 95. And maybe...
I hope everything's better by then.
The actual album you'll be recording tomorrow night should be out in America in the interim to feed us till the next
time. To buffer the emptiness that everyone will feel because I'm gone. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, thanks a lot, Bill. Thanks for hanging with us. We're going to get on down the musical road, as it were, and scamper from here. So y'all should check out, bootleg footage for that, man. Maybe we got someone with a camera around here. But anyway.
Can I leave now?
Yeah, you can leave now, Bill. He's out of here, man. And don't forget, cancel tomorrow at Last Stop, right?
I got to check, right?
Yeah.